Hey guys, I am making a pencil tumbler today, and I actually waited until I had it about halfway done just to save on some time. And so what I did was I went in with electrical tape and I taped off this section where I want my silver for the pencil to be, and then I taped off my gold section where the zigzags are. Zigzags always point towards the eraser if that ever becomes a problem. So for the zigzag, I went into my design space and they have a zigzag pattern on there actually, and I just cut that out, and then I went around the bottom a couple times with the electrical tape to have a nice straight line. And then I went outside and I spray painted each section. I spray paint the pink, and then for the middle I paint it white, and then on the bottom black. But then I come inside with acrylic paint and I paint the yellow. I like to have a nice solid yellow base because glitter isn't always very good as far as coverage. And so then after the paint dries, then I go ahead and I leave the sticker on, and then I spray it with the Loctite spray, and I go in and I do the pink, and then I do the black, and then I go in and I do the yellow. Some people do each section individually with Mod Podge, but that's too much time for me. So I save a little time by doing it that way. And then what I'm gonna do is I went ahead and after the Loctite dries, I removed the tape. And now I'm actually gonna go in with Mod Podge around where the silver is and around where the gold is and add my glitter there. So, I don't know if you can see that very well. Get my Mod Podge out. And pour a little out. Okay, so I like to pour my Mod Podge out in a separate container just in case I get it glittered up. I don't want to mix it back in with my other container. And then I have a football holder thing for my cup to make it kind of easier. And then I'm just going to go in with my Mod Podge all the way to the edge, all the way around. You want to be really careful not to get your Mod Podge in with your pink or your yellow, because when you go in with that silver glitter, you don't really want it to be all mixed in. So there are definitely spots where I might have gotten it mixed a little bit, but that'll be okay. I'll fix it. Everything is fixable when it comes to Mod Podge and glitter, or to a certain extent, I suppose. You don't want your Mod Podge to be too chunky, thick, weird looking. That'll show through on your glitter. So I have this piece of paper down to catch my glitter, and it's covered pretty good. Okay, just go ahead and go in with it. Open it a little bigger. Even if you do get some silver in the pink and the yellow area, as long as you didn't get Mod Podge in that area, it won't stay there. It'll fall off, or you can go in with a clean brush and just kind of brush it off. So don't worry about that. paintbrush. I'm just going to go in and go ahead and brush off any excess silver that I see. You want all your excess glitter kind of off, because if you go in and you don't get the excess off and you go in with your another coat of Mod Podge or even your epoxy, that glitter is going to shift and move and clump and not look very nice. Okay. Okay, it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna let that dry. And then once it's dry, I'm gonna go over it with a coat of the Loctite just to make sure that it's nice and sealed in. And then I'm gonna keep my silver glitter inside here, and I'll put it back in my container later. All right. Now this part is a little trickier just because it's zigzags. You gotta get inside creases. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm gonna try to move so you can watch it. You're just gonna go right up to the edge. Just like that. I usually get up to the edge and then drag it. Get up to the edge of my crease there, my cut line, and then I'm just gonna drag it down and kind of get it so it's nice and smooth. Same on the bottom. I'm just gonna go around the edge there. Okay, so now I've got it all Mod Podged all the way around. I'm gonna go in with my golden glitter. And it's just gonna sit everywhere that I have the Mod Podge, so it's okay that you're getting it in that yellow. Don't be too worried. I like to be heavy-handed with the glitter, so then that way I don't have to go in for a second coat, second Mod Podge coat. I really prefer the epoxy method for glitter usually, but that doesn't really work out for something like this, so. And glitter definitely, like the brand definitely makes a big difference. Some glitters have better coverage, some glitters don't. Get anywhere that I see open spot. knocking that excess glitter off by doing that. I don't like to like hit the stick directly. I don't want to knock my cup off. Then you have yourself a pencil. What I'll do after this is clean it up a little bit with my little brush that I go in with, just a clean brush, and just kind of brush that excess gold off right there. I don't know if you guys can even see the extra gold, but there's just like extra gold there. You can just brush that right off. And then I'll spray over it with the Loctite and put epoxy on.